You can find the canal gearbox oil used in the video under the link in the description. Turn your engine off, pull up the handbrake, pull on the bonnet release lever and open the bonnet. In order to perform an oil change on the gearbox of your vehicle, you need to lift the front of the vehicle to remove the left wheel and access the drain nut. Loosen the stud bolts on the driver's side wheel. Lift the front of the vehicle. Place the vehicle on the axle stands. We strongly suggest watching the tutorial, raising your vehicle safely before carrying out this step. You can now remove the wheel. Don't forget to slide it under your vehicle. You can then remove the plastic crankcase, if any, to access the gearbox oil plug. You can now see the gearbox oil plug. Be careful not to confuse the gearbox drain nut with the engine oil drain nut. Using an oil service spanner, release the oil plug and finish unscrewing by hand. Be careful on the last few turns. The oil can squirt out immediately. Anticipate this by placing a container underneath to collect the oil. You can learn how to make one by watching another of our videos, how to make a collector for liquids. Let the oil run out for 10 minutes or so. Replace the drain seal with a new one, then screw the plug back on by hand first, before finishing tightening it using the tool without over-tightening. It is now necessary to refill the oil in the gearbox. You have to be very careful and precise when doing this part of the job. On this vehicle, the filler hole is located on the driver's side of the gearbox. You can access it by sliding your hand between the front mudguard and the shock absorber. Using a socket wrench, a large extender and a 19mm socket, unscrew the gearbox filler plug.
All parts used in this tutorial are supplied by our trusted partners. These partners also help us create as many video tutorials as possible. Check them out in the description below.
You can find the canal gearbox oil used in the video under the link in the description. You can find the recommended products in the video description as well as in the link to know the type of oil and the amount needed. You can use a number of tools for filling the gearbox with oil. A plastic tube may suffice. In our case, we used a syringe, which saves time by injecting the oil directly into the gearbox. The gearbox level is adjusted by overflow. The level is deemed perfect when the oil overflows from the hole. However, the vehicle must be level. You will therefore need to place the vehicle on the 4-axle stands or rest it on the ground, but access to the filler hole will be much more difficult. Once the required amount of oil has been added, remove the tube and screw the filler plug back on. Clean any oil that has leaked onto the gearbox with brake cleaner. Then you will be able to put the wheels back on your vehicle. Put your car back on the ground and plug the wheels securely. Operation completed.
Hi, it's Theo from UseTool. I hope this video has helped you a lot in your car maintenance. We would be super grateful if you could spread the word so that we can produce even more tutorials. Simply give us a like, a comment, and hit that subscribe button. It really helps us boost the channel and help the whole community. Thanks a lot and have a great one.